Okay, so here I am for part 2, which is our the language arts portion. So this will be our e-learning lesson for language arts for Thursday, March 25th. Just want to remind you about those compare and contrast essays that are due tomorrow. Make sure you've written those 4 paragraphs: introduction, a compare paragraph, a contrast paragraph, and then a concluding paragraph. Okay, and those are due tomorrow. Right now I need you to grab your Wordly Wise. Yesterday you should have completed 9A and 9B. Today we'll take a look at 9C and 9D. 9C, you're going to circle the letter or letters next to each correct answer. Remember, there can be more than one. Okay, this is where you apply the meanings of your words. You've done this each week. Okay, 9D is talking about suffixes today. And remember, it says here that you can change each of the verbs into a noun by adding the correct suffix and writing the word in the space provided. All of the words are from earlier lessons. Okay, so the first thing that they tell you down in the blueprint is back in lesson 5 that we learned about prefixes. And that a prefix is a word part that we add to the beginnings of words. And if you remember, pre means before. So when we talk about adding a prefix, we're talking about adding a word part before our base word. And the example given is happy. Okay, so happy, you know exactly what that means. And when we add the prefix un before it, it makes happy it's actually the opposite of happy. Okay, so un means not, so happy, not happy. Okay, so again, prefix you add before the base word. Then if we take a look at adding a word part after the word, okay, that's a suffix. Okay, so a suffix is an ending that gets added. So if we have alter, you know, one of the suffixes we could add would be that ed, altered, making it, changing it from present to past. Okay, alter, you're doing it now. Altered, you've already done it. Okay, that's one type of suffix you could add. But also, if we added that ation, and if you remember in an earlier lesson, we had the word alter, and then another form of that was alteration. So alter by itself, alter would be a verb because it's a change that you make. You're going to alter something, meaning you're going to change it. But if we add this suffix to it, and now we have alteration, we've now not only just added a suffix to it, but we've changed it from a verb to a noun. An alteration is the change that you made. If I needed to make an alteration to something, it means I needed to make a change to something. Okay, so that's what they're showing you here. We're adding a suffix. You're also going to change the words from one part of speech to another. In this case, we went from a verb to a noun. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing on 9D. Now remember, all of the words listed here are from previous lessons. So if you're not sure what suffix you should be adding to change it from one part of speech to another, go back to the previous lessons and look for those word forms there. Okay, and again, any questions, you need to reach out to me and I'll help you out. And then the other thing I want to talk about is, for a few minutes, is reading. And I forgot to mention it yesterday. It's out there on Facts, you know, part of the plans that things that you need to be working on. However, I forgot to mention it to you yesterday when I was talking to you, that you need to be working on fever, yellow fever. Okay, fever from the book actually is called Fever 1793, dealing with yellow fever. Okay, yesterday you should have read chapters 1 and 2 and completed the first few questions on your question sheet. And then today it's chapters 3 and 4. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out, the way those, because I know you didn't have a chance to, we didn't have a chance to look at those questions together, but the way those sheets are done, you'll see that, for example, on the first question sheet, it said chapters 1 to 4. But then there's like a little line that's drawn midway down the page. That lets you know that anything up to there would have been for chapters 1 and 2, and the questions below that line are for 3 and 4. Okay, so by today, you should have read chapters 1 to 4 and completed answering all of those questions. And remember that when you're answering those questions, use another sheet of paper. There's really no room for you to be writing your answers there. And as always, you are expected to write incomplete sentences. Okay, I'll see you in the third video for science. Bye.